Hello and welcome back to the channel, J.I. Colorist. My name is Jody and I'm super happy to have you here today. I hope everyone is doing well. Today I am going to be doing a coloring roulette video. This is a game that was started and created by Coloring with Claire. So a link to her channel is always in the video descriptions for the Coloring Roulette episodes. This is episode 8. And this one is going to be a little bit different. Typically, I have been, well, originally I started doing this just because of Claire. And then Amanda Colors and Meg from Disney Meg's Coloring joined me, and we have done 7 episodes together. Both those channels have decided that they have needed a break. So this is just me. Doing the game again, back kind of where I started, which is by myself, which is totally okay. Circumstances change in everybody's lives, and I'm okay with people needing a break. However, I know a few of you do like these videos and you like to participate in these prompts, so I'm going to go ahead and do episode 8 on my own, and then next month I may go ahead and do another episode, or I may bring out my new art dice and give these a go. So we will have something on the channel that is challenge related and for you to participate in, but it might not always be the Coloring Roulette series. So let's take advantage of today. I'm going to stick with we have removed from the first 8 or 7 episodes, we've removed the items. So I've removed prompts and mediums and wild cards from if we have chosen them before. However, we always put back the colors. So what I'm going to do today is keep those out. Next time I do the Coloring Roulette, it's going to be all in, and we'll be back to a full set of deck cards. And so if you're not aware, Coloring Roulette, like I mentioned, was created by Coloring with Claire, and she came up with this idea. And so she has a set of colors which have just tons of different colors on them. So each card I have done in a different color just for ease when I printed them on colored cardstock. We have prompts, and there's just tons and tons of prompts that we have yet to do. Then there's these wild cards which kind of throw a kink in the whole coloring, and it can actually affect the other cards that you've already drawn. So sometimes we've used the wild cards. Well, for the most part we have, and a couple of times I've elected not to use them. And then we have mediums, and these are the mediums that we have yet to use. So there's like paint pens left, fine liners, your least favorite medium, which probably alcohol markers would be mine, watercolor paint, metallic pencils, tinted graphite, metallic paint. So there's still quite a few left, and most of them are mediums that I have. So let's go ahead and get episode number 8 off the ground. If you want to participate, please go ahead. And I've been having some trouble with Instagram, so you're welcome to post it on Instagram. But if you would like to be in my gallery reel, which will be in May, and we'll cover the first few episodes that we did, well, starting in January. Those will all be in next month's gallery. So please go ahead and participate. Email me at the email address on screen, which is jicolorist@gmail.com. That way I'll know for sure that I have your picture and I can include it in next month's gallery. All right, without further ado, I'm going to use a little basket this time to put them in and shake them up. Let's go ahead and do our medium first, because I'm most curious about that. So I'm not looking, but I'm trying to get them all. Let's go and dig for one. Let's go. Watercolor pencils. Okay, I'm excited about that. I do have definitely have watercolor pencils, so I'm happy with that selection. Let's put these off to the side. Let's go ahead and look at our prompts now. With the prompts, I then go and I look through my coloring books and find a picture that matches the prompts as best I can. If you were talented, I guess you could draw, but we're not that talented. So the prompt for this month is Gothic Halloween. So you could do a Gothic page or a Halloween page with watercolor pencils. Okay, well, interesting. Kind of out of season, but that's the whole thing. We end up coloring whatever we're given. Okay. Now let's go ahead with the colors. We get to pick 5 colors. If you want to pick less than 5, that's certainly doable. We're getting them all mixed up. Okay. There's 1. Not looking, so it's kind of hard to. 2. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's take a look at what these 5 colors are. 1 is already turned up, so that's lavender. Okay. Plum. Okay, well, those 2 actually would go well together, so I'm okay with that. Lilac, oh good grief. Mahogany. And yellow. Well, these 4 are all basically shades of each other. These 2 would go together. These 2 would go together. And then we have yellow. So, interesting choice of colors. And then let's throw in a wild card just because this is the last regular video of this series. So, oh, I'm nervous. Okay, the wild card is color everything rainbow. Well, that throws out all of these colors then. Okay. I'm actually going to, because that color everything rainbow, we're coloring it Gothic, so with watercolor pencils. So that actually doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm going to toss the wild card back. Original 5 colors, Gothic Halloween, and watercolor pencils. Okay, let me go ahead and zoom you down so you can get a better picture of this. Okay, take a picture from your screenshot. These are the colors that you're going to work with for episode number 8, which is April 2024. I hope you play along. If you do, remember to email me at jicolorist@gmail.com with your completed page, and I look forward to seeing it. All right, let me gather up my items, and I'll be back with a picture to color on screen with you. All right, I have pulled out my Faber-Castell Albert Dürer watercolor pencils. I have the 60 set, so not the full 120, but 60 should be plenty. And I don't use them enough yet to justify extending my range. So I've pulled out 5 colors, and I'll go over them with you. So we've got Purple Violet, which is 136, Mauve, 249, Red Violet, 194. Then I chose Burnt Sienna, and I did that for Mahogany. And I'm going to flash a picture up on the screen here of what Mahogany is supposed to look like. And it's kind of all over the place. I thought it was kind of a reddy brown, and that is the color I'm kind of going for. And then I did Cadmium Yellow for the yellow. So a lot of colors that I wasn't really happy with, like the lilac and the lavender colors. So then I looked at my Neo Color 2, and I actually, the colors were not too bad in the Albert Dürer. And since these are crayons and not pencils, I wouldn't be using them. But I just thought it was interesting to look to see if I could get the lilac, the lavender, and the plum in Neo Color 2 as a better thing. But I think that this will do just fine. I then went to see which coloring books I had that were Halloween, and I only have one specific Halloween book, so that is Matchstick Mouse. And I thought, sure enough, I could just do a page in here, and that, since I'm only using 5 pencils, that might be a nice little challenge because the pages are very doable. I do have other Halloween pictures, but they are scattered throughout my coloring books. So I have selected this page, and I had already previously done a little bit of a background, but since it's just black and white, so I've got some spider washi tape here, some cutout spiders, and I drew in a little web here. I had done that last year when I planned on, I kind of pre-did a bunch of backgrounds, and so I haven't colored this page yet. In order to use watercolor mediums though, on this cheap Amazon printed paper, I did go ahead and applied a thin bit of Daniel Smith transparent watercolor ground. I'm very much at the end of this bottle, so I'm just finishing off what's in here, and I already have a replacement ready. But since we are going to be using watercolor pencils, I did feel that I should protect the paper a little bit. So I've got a little bit of paper behind here as a cushion. I will move these out of the way, and we will get started with our picture. And we're just going to use, I'm not going to sharpen these pencils, I'm just going to use them as they are because it is just all pigment and there's no point in having a super sharp lead. So let's get to it. I'll zoom you down a little bit, and I also have a water brush that I'm going to be activating with, and then I have a reusable paper towel here. It's a bamboo paper towel that I just keep using, and I'll use that to blot off my water brush. Okay, I'm going to leave this here so that we have. Okay, so looking at this picture, we have 5 colors. Obviously, I think that I'm going to use the burnt sienna for our mouse, and so that we can go ahead and start on that, I guess. And what I think I will do is, where I want him to be a lighter color, I will end up dragging the pigment down, and so I'll have it darker elsewhere, and then we'll just drag the pigment to the other areas. And we also have yellow, so I can also use yellow to kind of lighten up some of those, like a very light yellow here with the brown on top, and I'm hoping that that mixes well, but we'll soon find out. And then my lightest pink is the purple violet, and we're gonna have to do a few strange Okay, this here looks to me to be like a raspberry, so I'm going to do this in the red violet, which is the plum color. Kind of like a blackberry or a raspberry. I'm going to give it a good amount of pigment so that it is quite a noticeable color. Okay, let's go ahead and activate this, and in between colors I will just wipe the brush off. And because I have the Daniel Smith watercolor ground on it, it does allow me to have a bit more time to actually move the pigment and mix the pigment on the page itself, which is a real advantage to having just a regular paper. And we'll let this dry, and then I can do another layer if it's not a deep enough color. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you enjoyed this series. If you want this series to continue on my own, please leave that in the comments below. Or if you're happy to have us try another series like the art dice, then leave that comment as well. I would like to produce videos that are being watched and people participate in, but and I have no issues with Amanda and Megan needing some time off. They're both having their own busy periods in their life, so that kind of looks fun. I like that really dark maroon. I think I'm going to use it for this bowl over here. I'm not really sure what kind of bowl this is, but we will go ahead and use the same color there. And the bat that's in the bucket is already black, so that helps. Looks like I forgot to activate his little hand there. And the yellow here did lighten this up quite a bit, so that's good. Looks like I'm trying to figure out if this, I think this is part of this leg way over here, so I'm going to make that the leg. And I'm going to do some mixing of colors. Because they are watercolor pencils, I'm going to try mixing a brown. So this is a strip of watercolor paper here, so I'm just going to mix some brown and then try mixing on this side. This is the mauve, and see what that looks like. And on this side, this is the red violet. So let's, okay. Okay. So I think that this, I think this one might be better for his legs, since this is the, okay. So I'm going to take brown and red violet. So I'm going to do a layer of brown and red violet. And I'm going to mix them on the legs. It definitely has a mahogany look, but it's a different brown color now than on the mouse, so at least that makes it unique. And that's the fun thing about watercolor mediums, is you can mix things to get new colors. So even though we only have the 5 colors, there's no rule saying that we can't mix those 5 colors together to get a new color. Okay, let me go ahead and do all of his legs, and I'll come back when they're done and we'll move on to something else on the page. Okay, but yeah, I think that this is gonna work. See you shortly. Okay, the legs are done. We're just waiting for that to dry. I'm gonna come in with a little bit of the brown to do on the edge of our little mouse ears. And I've also found that I had missed part of the mouse's arm, so I did that. And I have added a bit of yellow to this area on his face, and now I'm just bringing in some of the brown to go on top. And then we will go ahead and activate it. So that his ear doesn't look quite so shockingly lilac color. There we go. I do like watercolor pencils. I would like to add, this is dry now, but I would like to add a bit of shading to that. So I'm going to take the color again that it was, so that's the red violet, and I'm going to add an additional coat. Give it a bit more depth. Now you can leave it dry, and that's fine. I'm just going to activate it though. Now the head over here of our frightening looking, we're going to do the same color as I guess the legs. Kind of looks like a spider pinata. Oh dear. You'll have to comment below. Do you normally color outside of the season? Do you normally color scary or Halloween gothic type pictures throughout the year, or are you kind of a seasonal colorist? I must say Halloween pictures I generally only color near Halloween. So okay, we have got to do the background, and let's go ahead and bring in some yellow and do some contrast. So let's make these leaves yellow. And then I'm going to bring in just a titch of the our lightest color, purple violet. Just add a bit of shading at the start of the leaf. Now let's give him a hat color, and we will do that. Let's remind us of our choices here. We've used red violet quite a bit. Let's bring in the mauve, and let's make these little marks here yellow, and let's do it yellow underneath. And then this is the mauve color. Normally I think that that's a band, but it kind of doesn't look like it so much this time, so we're just gonna make his whole hat that color. I hope you get a chance to try this out. It'll be interesting to see everybody's pictures if you give this one a whirl, because these are quite the interesting colors for a gothic or Halloween coloring page. Purple does remind me of Halloween though, so that part was okay, but could have done with more than just a few different shades of purple and one yellow and one brown. Leaves down here on the bottom, we're going to do the same that I did up here. So I'm going to start with yellow and then add some purple to it, and that'll make it a little bit brown. And we might as well do this leaf too. Doesn't take much to pigment wise to change a color. So I'll start with doing the yellow first, and then I'll come in and activate the other color. And I kind of get a bit of an orange. We've got the ground to do and the background. So let's do the brown on the ground because there's dirt on the ground. Let's at least get that part done. And because I want it to be extra dirty, going to bring in the mauve. And let's see how that looks right here, this front area. And if I like it, I'll extend it all over. Yeah, I do. I think the mauve does add some extra richness to the dirt, so I'm gonna add some mauve into that. So I would like the dirt to stand out more from our little mouse friend. And I believe we named him Sam at Christmas time, so, and apparently he is a girl. Gonna just take and go and get some brown, and just where I want to add some shadow, just gonna go right over top. Let's do bright yellow here. Now for the background, I think I'm going to do the purple violet, which is the lightest one, and I'm going to just lightly bring in some color. I'm doing it really light, so there'll just be a kiss of color on the page. I'll activate this little piece here with you, and then I'll turn the camera off and quickly finish this. So with it being just a light pigment layer, it is definitely the lilac that we're looking for. Okay, I'll finish this off for the background, and I'll be back, and then we'll see if we need to add any other spots with a bit more color. Okay, we're back, and now I'm going to do a little bit of shading here and there, starting off with this tail area. I'm just going to take the color mauve and put some on directly onto the brush, and just make his tail a little bit more shading here. And maybe the back of his foot. And a little bit more color to this berry thing here, so it's not all just one color. Okay, and do the same over here. It's got these texture on it, so add some texture there. Okay, now we've got these circles everywhere, so let's just make them darker like they're rocks. So we'll use the mauve for that as well, since this is our darkest color. And I think I will do some glossy accents for his eyes, because that's clear, so that's I don't think that's cheating because that's not adding a color. Okay. I think that our little mouse guy ended up, these colors kind of worked. So that's kind of nice. I was a little bit worried, but I think he turned out cute. All right, let me add the glossy accents and I will come back and show you one final look of the whole page zoomed out after the glossy accents is dried. Okay, see you shortly. Here's one final look at our picture. I think that for the color palette that we ended up with, the 5 colors that were watercolor pencils, it was a strange task to get done, but I think we have accomplished it. I think by combining some of the pencils together, we were able to get a variety of good color, and the background of lilac actually doesn't look too bad. So thank you so much for joining me. If you would like to participate and have your picture in our gallery video, which will come out the first week of May, then please get your page done and submitted to my email, jicolorist@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing your pages, and thank you so much for spending a bit of time with me today. I know you have a whole host of options on YouTube, and I appreciate you tuning in to my weekly videos. So thank you. I hope you have a creative and colorful week, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.